I used to believe life had a correct route and that if I just optimized hard enough, I'd arrive at permanent safety. Then I came to the retreat and met the Tao, which is less like a strict itinerary and more like a river that refuses to fill out paperwork. Master Han pointed at the mountain path and said, "Follow the way." I said, "Which way is the way?" He shrugged. Yes. That was my first clue. The Tao is not here to help my control issues. Every time I tried to force certainty, something would happen to humble me. The Tao's teaching style is gentle, but it has impeccable comedic timing. The emotional relief came when I stopped treating life like a test and started treating it like weather. The Tao didn't require me to be perfect. It required me to be present. When I got lost, the cosmic GPS didn't yell, it just whispered, recalculating. And for once, that didn't feel like failure. It felt like permission to keep going without self-punishment. I thought Wu Wei meant do nothing, which sounded like my kind of enlightenment. Then Master Han handed me a stack of dishes and said, "Wash with Wu Wei." I stared at the plates. "Isn't this doing something?" "Doing without forcing," he said, like that cleared everything up. So I tried washing the way I usually do tasks, aggressively. My shoulders climbed up near my ears to supervise. My mind screamed, "Finish quickly! Become worthy." I scrubbed like the plates had personally offended me. Master Han watched for a moment and said, "You are fighting the bowl." "I'm not fighting," I panted. "I'm just committed." He showed me how to relax my grip, let the water do more of the work, and move in smooth, efficient motions. The weird part was that the dishes got cleaner when I stopped attacking them. My body softened, my mind quieted. I wasn't making it happen. I was cooperating with it happening. That's when Wu Wei clicked emotionally. It's not laziness. It's refusing to bully yourself through life. It's the calm confidence of doing what needs doing without adding the extra suffering of tension, resentment, and internal yelling. I finished the dishes feeling oddly cared for, like I'd finally stopped being my own mean manager. One morning I woke up blissful. Birds sang. The tea tasted like inner peace. I thought, I have arrived. 10 minutes later, I spilled tea on my robe and felt rage so pure it could power a small city. I found Master Han and said, "My emotions are broken." He drew a yin-yang in the dirt, not broken, balanced. He explained that yin and yang aren't good and bad. They're complementary forces, rest and action, sadness and joy, seriousness and play. Even in the symbol, there's a dot of the opposite inside each side. Like the universe is gently reminding us, nothing stays one thing forever, please stop demanding it. This was deeply comforting. I'd been treating negative emotions like personal defects. If I felt anxious, I assumed I was failing at life. Yin-yang reframed it. Emotions are weather patterns moving through a larger climate. A hard day doesn't cancel a good life. A sad moment doesn't erase my progress. Later, when I felt low for no obvious reason, I didn't panic and start fixing myself. I just said, Yin is visiting. I made tea. I went for a slow walk. I let the mood pass like a cloud instead of building a permanent house underneath it. Master Han asked, "How is your qi?" I said, "I have coffee." He nodded sympathetically. "So, low." He taught me to stand, soften, and breathe into my belly. Not dramatic breathing, just steady, natural breaths that made my body feel like it was finally being included in the conversation. At first, I noticed only how tense I was. Tight chest, clenched throat, thoughts sprinting like they were late. Then, slowly, I felt warmth in my hands, heaviness in my feet, a calmer pulse. It wasn't fireworks, it was more like my system stopped leaking energy through 1,000 tiny tensions. I realized I'd been spending qi all day on things that weren't real emergencies, imaginary arguments, future catastrophes, past cringe moments. My body had been paying the bill. The emotional well-being lesson was blunt and kind. I can't outthink exhaustion. I'm currently focused on the user's core question, whether to split their content across multiple YouTube channels based on common themes. I've noted that they have a substantial 30+ hours of video content, which will be a key factor in the decision-making process. I am now evaluating the potential benefits and drawbacks of this organizational strategy. I've been drilling into the user's focus on maintaining a coherent story. Splitting this across multiple channels now seems counterproductive. I'm evaluating the benefits of maintaining the narrative across a single channel, since the coherent story is the primary concern. My focus is on narrative integrity versus the perceived audience confusion from varying content styles. The user's goal of fostering a cohesive story for the viewer is now more important. I'm now contemplating audience growth implications, specifically the risk of fragmenting the user's potential viewer base across multiple channels. I see a risk of algorithm confusion and disrupting viewer momentum, since YouTube may not connect related content across different channels. The "where is the rest of the story?" question also worries me, and I'm actively assessing how to minimize it. I'm now zeroing in on the fundamental issue, treating a channel as a content library. I'm building on the TV show analogy. A show doesn't jump networks mid-series. I've considered that the primary goal is a cohesive, immersive experience for the viewer. Shifting that experience across channels would break the chain of session time, crucial for the algorithm. Playlists and sections seem a better option for organisation, not channel splitting. I'm now assessing the implications of the user's focus on API automation and maintaining a coherent narrative with 30+ hours of content. Managing the API for a single channel is much simpler. The need for a coherent story also reinforces the benefits of a single channel, since continuity is crucial. The API automation aspect is more manageable with a single, well-organised channel. The short answer is no. Unless you have a very specific, extreme reason, like different languages, splitting a coherent story across multiple channels is almost always a mistake that will kill your growth. Here is the detailed breakdown of why you should keep it all on one channel, and the one specific exception where you might consider splitting. Imagine if you watched season 1 of Stranger Things on Netflix, but then had to download Hulu to watch season 2. You would lose half the audience in the transition. Your YouTube channel is your network. YouTube rewards channels that keep people watching. If a user finishes season 1 on channel A, the algorithm will naturally autoplay or recommend the next video. If season 2 is on channel B, that recommendation link is broken. You want to snowball your subscriber count. 10,000 subscribers on one channel is exponentially more powerful for monetization and algorithm authority than 2,000 subscribers on 5 different channels. YouTube's algorithm relies heavily on watch history. If user X watches your season 1 video, YouTube knows they like your content. When you release season 2, YouTube will show it to user X because of that history. If you switch channels, Channel B has no history with user X. YouTube treats Channel B as a stranger and won't recommend the new videos to your existing fans. You are essentially starting from zero with every new season. If you split seasons by channel, you create dead zones. While you are uploading season 2 on Channel B, Channel A sits empty for months. YouTube hates dormant channels. When you finally go back to Channel A for season 3, your reach will have tanked because the algorithm assumes the channel is dead. Instead of different channels, use playlists. This allows you to segregate the common features you mentioned while keeping the algorithmic benefits. Create section playlists. Arc 1, the beginning, Arc 2, the war, Arc 3, the aftermath. YouTube allows you to arrange your homepage with shelves. Top shelf, latest episode. Second shelf, start here, season 1. Third shelf, season 2, title. Fourth shelf, behind the scenes, extras. There is only one scenario where splitting a coherent story makes sense: radical niche conflict. If season 1 is a G-rated animated story for kids and season 2 turns into an R-rated live-action horror, you must split the channels. I'm currently focused on the user's question and have begun to analyse the content's tech, sci-fi and educational aspects. I'm also confirming its G rating and overall suitability for a general audience. The primary question revolves around whether the content qualifies as made for kids. I'm now fully immersed in the nuances of made for kids, MFK, on YouTube, particularly in relation to copper. I'm carefully distinguishing between content that is merely suitable for children and that which is actively designed for them. It's becoming clear that G rating and even tech sci-fi educational elements are insufficient on their own to determine if the user's content falls under MFK rules. I'm now diving deep into the implications of targeting children. I'm focusing on key indicators like slow pacing, bright colors, and direct addresses versus more general, less targeted approaches. Monetization losses are severe with targeted ads disabled. Features are stripped away and growth is severely impacted. This is especially true when it comes to the user's sci-fi story. The 30H length and complex plotlines suggest a more mature audience, not necessarily kids. I'm now clarifying the crucial distinction between content suitable for kids and content designed for them, especially regarding YouTube's Made for Kids designation. I'm exploring the implications of appealing to a mixed audience, and I'm strongly leaning toward advising against MFK designation unless the content explicitly targets very young viewers. The tone is shifting to emphasize the financial and feature-related consequences of incorrect MFK labeling while keeping a helpful, informative focus. I'm focusing on providing more nuanced and accurate advice about this. I'm now honing in on the serialized nature of the story as a key indicator. The complex plot and extended runtime strongly suggest a non-kid audience requiring a more mature attention span. I'm focusing on the safe versus made distinction, listing penalties for MFK, analyzing the sci-fi genre, and finalizing a clear recommendation while dropping the YouTube Kids app idea for simplicity. It's crucial to stress that G rating doesn't automatically mean made for kids. The short answer is no. You should not mark this content as made for kids, MFK, in your YouTube settings, even if it is G-rated and safe for children. There is a massive distinction in YouTube's system based on the US law COPPA between content that is safe for kids and content that is made for kids. Here is why you should almost certainly select no, it's not made for kids for your tech sci-fi story. Made for kids, the target. This means the primary audience is children under the age of 13. Examples: nursery rhymes, cartoons teaching the alphabet, videos with child actors playing with toys, bright, slow-paced videos specifically designed for toddler attention spans. General audience, the reality. This means the content is safe for everyone, G-rated, but it is not specifically designed to teach or entertain a 7-year-old. Examples: a documentary about space, a How It's Made video, a Marvel movie review, or a complex sci-fi story. Even Star Wars is considered general audience, not made for kids. If you tick that box, YouTube legally strips your video of almost all growth and community features to protect child data. If you mark your sci-fi story as MFK, you will suffer the following. Comments are disabled. Viewers cannot discuss your story, theories, or plot twists. This kills community building. Notifications are disabled. The bell icon is removed. Your subscribers won't be notified when the next episode drops. Mini player is disabled. Viewers cannot minimize the video to search for other things while listening. Save to playlist is disabled. Viewers cannot save your video to watch later. Revenue tanks. Targeted advertising is illegal on MFK content. You will only get contextual ads, which pay significantly less, often 80-90% less revenue. You mentioned you have a coherent story that spans 30 hours. Complexity. A 30-hour narrative requires an attention span and cognitive retention that most children under 13 do not possess. Subject matter. Tech and sci-fi usually appeals to a broad demographic, teens, young adults, adults. Intent. Are you trying to teach a 5-year-old what a robot is, or are you telling a story about robots? If you are wondering, is this for kids? Ask yourself, would a 7-year-old understand the plot of episode 15 without an adult explaining it? If the answer is no, it is general audience. Select no, not made for kids. Being family-friendly, G-rated, is a style. Being made for kids is a designation.